What is up, guys? Welcome to the Show Stopping Wrestling Podcast. November 1st, we're lurching closer and closer towards 2022 already. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
If you are new around here, please do like and subscribe and head over and follow us on Twitter, which you can see down below at ShowStopWrestle. This week's been something. Nothing much has happened, I don't think, all in all. On the wrestling shows. Nothing much has happened, but they've been decent shows.
You've had some good shows. Raw once again had a couple of good spots, and then the rest of it was like subpar.
Yeah, I like the ladder match on Raw was one of the highlights of one of the highlights of the week match wise. It was really, really good. I think Seth winning it is. I think we knew that they were going to go with Seth, like they always do. Whenever there's a new champ, Seth is the first one in there.
Can I ask though, when they do these, especially when they do more than one, like a one-on-one, why do they always got to pull the fucking ladder out, do the bridge? Because they did it 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And then put someone in it the wrong fucking way.
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
No, I do.
Don't get me wrong. Out of the two, Kevin Owens got fucking a lot more luckier than fucking Lashley.
Yeah, Kevin Owens one looked like every other one of those sort of bridge bumps that we've seen, but yeah, Io Shirai looked like she.
Unlike NXT's one.
Yeah, Io Shirai looked like she shouldn't be walking after hers.
She shouldn't be walking. She looked like she should be dead.
Yeah. God damn. But yeah, I mean, Raw is just Raw now. That's the thing. Raw is just like it's just there now. They just don't do anything really interesting anymore. But I thought the number one contenders match was actually very well done.
Yeah, I think they did the pointless tag team fucking one earlier on, just having let's defend it later on.
Yeah, and I think Seth and Big E is quite a good idea. It's fresh. We haven't seen it before, which is rare for WWE now.
No, it's quite nice to see Seth get a championship match.
Yeah.
He's had one for what, 2 years now?
Someone said the other day, literally since his return, he's only wrestled 3 people: Rey Mysterio, Edge, and Baron Corbin. Like that's it. He hasn't had matches against anybody else until this Monday just gone.
That's Cesaro.
Maybe it was Cesaro. It was like 3 people that he'd had matches, 3 or 4 people he'd had matches with, and he's not had any other match since his return, like over a year ago, which is pretty mad. It's because he's just constantly been in like a story. It's like that freaking Rey Mysterio story.
I thought he wrestled Dominic though as well.
Well, actually, no, that was before he left, weren't it? So maybe it was Cesaro because Dominic and Rey was before he left.
Yeah, it was also when he come back as well though, because they went on the SmackDown.
Well, yeah, but someone said that they literally it's either 3 or 4 people that he's wrestled and that's it. Whereas like everyone else just has generic matches every week. They actually haven't been doing that with Seth, weirdly, because he just comes out and cuts his promo in a funky suit. Normally, he doesn't actually wrestle much on TV now.
That was jumping people.
Yeah, all that. NXT was a good show. Yeah, Havoc, that was good.
I enjoyed that the whole way through. Fucking ladder match scared me twice, but yeah. Hang on, can't hear you again. Still can't hear you.
I think they did well with Braun Breaker. They protected Braun basically the entire match, and they made him look strong on the finish.
Yeah.
Like that was like the main thing was that.
Well, that was the one still going through. I couldn't tell 50-50 on who was actually going to win that match.
Yeah, it wouldn't have surprised me if they'd, and I wouldn't have been, annoyed if had they put him over. He's clearly like a man they want to put over very, very soon. So he's going to be on the main roster but by summer next year, he's going to be on the main roster. Like
the thing is, I also love the fact though that Toxic Attraction won all the belts. Because you unfortunately don't watch NXT on a regular basis. I do, and those 3 women are killing it when it comes to weekly TV. Yeah. You may shit on Mandy Rose winning that title, but those 3 at the moment are going to be the ones that help this new 2.0 version go further ahead.
See, I'm not like anti-Mandy Rose. It's just that I don't think Raquel Gonzalez got much of a run, like a decent run with it. And I liked her. I think it was just like, I don't know.
You won it in April, so what do you want
Yeah,
about?
I know, but I still don't think it was like a decent run because I don't think they've done much of interest. Because when she won it, it was like she was in like one of the best stories that they've done of the year, and then since then it's like been and Mandy Rose.
Let's be honest,
it's what they always do.
She didn't lose fucking clean, did she? So
no. It's
the
what
bit
they
though, everyone questioning who the hell was in the fucking crate. Be like, that it's not hard to work out who the fuck is behind that fucking hood, is it?
But they always do it though, don't they? When they bring back the main roster people back down to NXT, like they're immediately like thrust into either the main event or to a championship.
Not really, because Mandy Rose has been back on there for a little while, and it's been a while. It's only since she's got.
Yeah, but like that's basically the plan. It's like they just wanted to immediately like move her towards that thing.
But yeah, I actually think they're a good option right now because I think those three right now just kill it. They've got charisma, they got it. Oh, it works well. As long as people aren't trying to keep crippling or break them, because it happened twice last week.
Yeah, talking about NXT and like with sort of like jump around. Austin Theory, since he's gone to SmackDown, I don't really get it. Raw. He's on Raw. I don't really get it. I just don't.
I just like it seeing Austin Theory and his attitude. He's got the cocky attitude thing. But as I keep saying,
they need to do something more though than just.
He's the one who should be with a heel Randy, or I think it'll come. It'll event. I think it's the early days part in a minute, but
I think they've just got. I think they had like a very generic idea, brief idea of like the selfie thing, and now they're trying to figure out where to go from here.
As I said, he's the person who should be a heel Randy Orton, becoming the next legend killer, because he's got them skills and he's got the fuck. He's proven while working with Johnny how good he is. Charisma.
Do like the cocky, arrogant young kid thing. Like that's basically what he's like. Doing, isn't it? Like the cocky, arrogant young kids. And it's like and just having like an older Randy Orton.
And I also know that Randy's has got respect for him. After though, he's now had to change what his finisher is.
Who?
Austin
Theory.
Yeah.
Has he?
Because basically, the finisher, what he does now, what he used to do was have him on their shoulder and he'd and flip around and end in like an RKO. And that's where Randy's got a lot of respect for him for, because he asked about it. Now he's changed it, that he spins around and he sort of does a dodgy go to sleep. They land on his knee.
Okay. Weird. I wonder what I bet you that was a thing. Like, with when they wanted Adam Cole to come up to main roster, like they wanted to change his name from Cole because they thought people would think he's related to Michael Cole. I bet you that's their thick head thinking, oh, you can't have two people doing that sort of move.
Well, the thing is, Nikki Bella was doing that exact finisher.
Yeah, I know, but you know how they changed their mind.
To the Rat Attack 2.0.
You know they change their mind on shit so often. But yeah, and SmackDown. To be fair, SmackDown was the same this week. I didn't think much happened on there, other than I'm intrigued as to what they do with Brock Lesnar now, and if we're going to have him go and tear the shit out of the WWE headquarters again. Because they after Paul Heyman just being like with $1 million, they were like, what do you think's Brock going to do? He's going to go and destroy everything at WWE HQ. I enjoyed it the first time around.
He knows he might take some meat with him.
Literally, other than that, there was nothing on SmackDown I gave a shit about. Charlotte Flair is like a heat magnet right now.
Yeah, I have seen plenty of stuff, more and more stuff on social media.
After the thing with her and Becky last week, it's just getting like worse and worse and worse. Sonya Deville was apparently like ready for a fight with her because Sonya felt that she was made to look like a tit as well in that segment. They'd set Charlotte up to do all the media interviews for Survivor Series, and they pulled her, so she's not doing any interviews now because they know damn well that every single person interviewing will ask about. So why are you a bitch to Becky? So now they're trying to protect her from that. It's just a fucking joke.
Oh, let her say her piece and defend herself. Right now, what's WWE's doing is stopping her from defending herself. That's all they're doing.
They're worried.
All we're getting is a one-sided story of Charlotte's the bad guy.
They're worried that she's going to say something stupid and she's going to be rude, and it won't go down well looking at them. So that's like they're like absolutely not.
Yeah, but it's not helping the favour of Charlotte wanting to stay with the company, though, is it? She doesn't get to defend herself because at the end of the day, the people that are around her outside the company are telling her to fucking some way try and get out your own contract.
I really don't think I don't think they care enough in that her contract has got many, many, many years left on it, and they're not going to release her no matter what she does. They're not going to release her unless she takes a shit in Vince's burrito.
I'm sorry, but they said that about some other people when they kept going, "Release me, no, release me, no, release me, no." I find more release you now.
Yeah, but I think we've had anyone like quite as big as Charlotte. I think that Bray's the closest one, but they didn't really know what to do with Bray. Whereas Charlotte, they literally build their entire fucking women's division just around Charlotte now, like Charlotte and Becky, so that they don't want to lose her at all. So they just sort of like accept that people don't really like her backstage, but they want to use her all the time. So I don't think they give a shit whether or not she gets heat, but they just don't want her out speaking to people, which is understandable because she would say something. But it's like they're not going to have Becky do media interviews either, because it'll be the same thing. They know that people will ask Becky about it, and Becky's not going to talk about it.
I'm a bit confused why Shotzi's now gone heel.
I have no idea. It's just attack Sasha and that's it. Heel now. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, does that make you a heel if you attack Sasha? Because it's more attack Sasha before she attacks you.
Yeah. Like literally, Sasha's whole gimmick, character basically, is just that she just attacks people from behind.
Surely that should have made Bayley a face, because let's be honest, I thought you were going to attack me before I had a chance to attack you, so I'm just doing it now. Unlike all the other times you jumped me, and I never learned from my lessons on working with you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so I don't know what they're doing now. So is it going to be like a three-way, Charlotte, Sasha, Shotzi? I'm assuming that's what their aim is here.
Oh, fuck knows.
Literally, yeah, fuck those.
Because then the next pay-per-view Survivor Series anyway, so all it matters is who's the women's champion when they get there, because they're facing the Raw Women's Champion anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Becky and Charlotte probably facing off.
Do you remember back in the day when all these shows, you had like one or two matches that were like this Raw Survival thing, which actually meant a thing, and then the rest kind of were actually story bounded by the actual shows.
Yeah, yeah. You always had like two team matches, basically two traditional Survivor Series team matches, and then just a normal pay-per-view. I don't know why they
should do in a couple of years' time. I think you should put a hand out to AEW and they do a Survivor Series together.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed. The thing is, it's like the thing now is that we see these guys go back and forth amongst the brands so fucking often. You know, they stick to their shows for about 2 months, and then WWE panics and starts pulling people off on every different show. So it's not even like it's unique. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we see SmackDown versus Raw all the time. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And they're still using the fucking tagline, the one night of the year where Raw and SmackDown collide. Fuck off. We saw it like last week. Like, come on.
It happens at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Happens just about every
It can happen at SummerSlam.
It can happen if Vince McMahon panics over a rating.
And apparently Roman's supposed to be coming to Raw at some point in November.
Yeah, I think he's doing all of their house shows as well. Like, he's basically traveling with them because they're doing like Toronto.
So let's go kill our big megastar because he's now got to do all the shows.
Because the Raw house shows are apparently drawing piss poor. WWE's not drawing too great as it is, but their house shows for the Raw brand are doing piss poorly. So they've been advertising Roman at both Raw and SmackDown house shows.
So I thought they were supposed to be dropping house shows, but
yeah, I think they're very limited. But they're doing another tour here in the UK this next week, the week after, whatever. No TV, just they're just flying over here doing a bunch of house shows and then leaving again. But it's a very specific crowd because Roman's not traveling internationally. He's not doing any of that. So it's a very weird sort of group of people that they're bringing over here.
Yeah, I'd care to go to that way.
Yeah.
I only do that TV.
Yeah. But Yeah. Also, I want to say, when I was just mentioned ratings, Eric Bischoff is still going on about Tony Khan and AEW versus WWE. He's
Hang on, I didn't get a single word
it's so
from
funny.
after you
It's
said
so
Eric
funny.
Bischoff.
It's so funny. Eric Bischoff is still going on and on about AEW and WWE's ratings. Like he's still cutting promos on his TV show on his podcast about them, because I think he's like losing his mind over this, and he like had a shot at because CM Punk said something probably a bit stupid, where he compared himself and Daniel Bryan going to AEW, and he said that it's like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash when they went to WCW, but only bigger.
It's not.
Yeah.
The moment Scott Hall went over there, it was because no one that just thought WWE was invading.
Yeah. He said, and Eric on his show this week is just like, "Oh, fuck you, dude! Like, fuck you! Like, it's just bullshit."
Well, it is, because that whole moment was a little bit less thingy when Kevin Nash went the following week, because you already knew now.
Yeah.
But when Scott Hall showed up,
literally changed the business, like revolutionized the business. It's mad, but yeah. And like everyone's like, maybe he's working, but also he does just kind of like really think that they've changed it. And Eric was like, Eric said something on his podcast. He was like, "Hey Punk, let me tell you that the savior of AEW, who's going to be like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, since Punk has been in AEW, their ratings have declined every single week since that week one."
Well, let's be honest. Did AEW need saving before CM Punk and Daniel Bryan arrived? No, they were still on the rise.
I think they're doing fine. But yeah,
they've got fucking Adam Page. I don't need Daniel Bryan and fucking
Hey, Daniel Bryan's doing good. Talking about Daniel Bryan though, his match on Rampage against Eddie Kingston, his chest at the end of that match was just mad.
Well, yeah, that does application with Eddie Kingston. He's very heavy with his chops.
That was ridiculous.
And it happened in one of his Daniel Bryan's earlier matches with someone chopping. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, see, and when he done it in WWE, I can't remember who he was facing in WWE. They done it to him, and they really messed his chest, because I think Bryan likes doing that. I think that's like a thing he likes doing, because he welts up and goes really red.
Well, it was like Sheamus every time he has a match. He's fucking got red marks everywhere.
Yeah, so he obviously
if you stepped in a wrestling ring and did it, you'd be getting wet marks.
So he obviously likes doing it. But when he done it in WWE, they pulled his match from the next night, because it was at a pay-per-view on the Sunday, and then he was supposed to wrestle on the Monday, and he didn't, and because they didn't want to show on TV the welts. Like WWE was so.
I wanted to say, can you put a t-shirt on?
Yeah, so they literally pulled his matches and stuff for like a few days, because they didn't want people to see his chest all beat up. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, we got Kingston and Punk clearly coming.
That should be an interesting story.
Them two are going to cut some like credible promos as well with one another. Yeah, that was fun. Just that little brief interaction. That was fun. And John Moxley wrote a book, right? And it's a biography. And all week, all that's been happening on social media is people have been like screenshotting bits of the book, because he goes in. It's like just one massive fucking rant about Vince McMahon losing his mind, and fuck Kevin Dunn. And it's like it's incredible. I haven't read a wrestling book in a long time, but I am going to buy it, because everything I've seen of it just looks like the man's having a complete meltdown whilst talking about them, because about how fucked up everything was in their system. But yeah, and also he writes an entire page just about fuck Kevin Dunn, which I can get on board with that. But yeah, and then what happened on Dynamite really, which was, you had the Marshmallow Man thing with Adam Page.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't see it as much. Every time I see that, even when I watch the Ghostbusters, I keep thinking of the Michelin Tire.
Yeah, I don't really think much happened on Dynamite or Rampage.
Well, once again,
I think it was good.
John Moxley trying to fuck up 10.
Yep. Yeah, he busted him open. Did you see when Mox went after that match? He left. He left through the crowd.
Yeah.
Boot the
Yeah, but he does that more on a regular basis now. When he
But
does it,
straight into the fan.
Yeah, he does it on a more. He doesn't care if the fan's there. Because in his mind, he's a heel.
It's ridiculous. Isn't
He
it?
just does the heel kick instead of doing that Austin kind of thing where you'd anti sort of heel or whatever it fucking one was. No, he's just that rebellious thing, and he just boots it. He doesn't care. He's just fans sitting over there. Thing. At the end of the day, though, security should have made sure that was fucking clear. They could see him coming.
They should have. Yeah, there was this one guy there who just got fucked up by that barrier. When it just swung into. But yeah, I do like that that idea. Just come to the ring, fuck shit up, and then leave again.
So
like no messing around. He just got there, done his shit, and then left. I like that. And you got Darby versus MJF is carrying. I like that little thing. I thought that was really smart. Where it was like came up saying, what was it like? I've broken you psychologically, now physically. I thought that was smart.
Darby fucks himself up physically.
Yeah. And Punk versus Bobby Fish. That was a good match. That was a really good match.
Yeah, it's just the ending to that with Punk. There's a lot of people picked up on the thing that, as you know, Punk, even if he wins stuff. Because let's be honest, his last several matches, they've gone after his leg or an arm, and he's. But this one, you can see he was just generally pissed off at the end of it, instead of doing his normal, typical.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thing to the fans. So
I've not heard anything to say he was actually annoyed. That would have leaked out by now if he was actually annoyed. He's obviously just working.
We finally have that milestone of someone hitting 50 wins.
Oh, really?
Cheetah. Oh. You know, a couple of weeks ago it's the same match as she could have won it before against the same person in the elimination tournament for the TBS Championship. Right. She got it and then just got fucked over at the end of it again. It was pointless because it's like that. We've already just watched this match like a week or two ago. Now you're just doing WWE things.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think that was quite good of this show actually for Dynamite was where Sammy put his belt on the line against Paige. Is that Paige? Yeah, Paige.
Yeah, that was a good match.
And then but it wasn't so much the match itself either, though. It was the stuff that happened all afterwards.
I like how as well it was like by the skin of his teeth sort of thing. I like that. I love that. That it wasn't just like a nice easy win. But I don't know what that. I don't quite understand like what the trajectory is of like Chris Jericho, and at the moment he's just sort of there now.
Well, apparently at the moment there's rumors about him cheating. So
cheating.
Yeah, I haven't actually gone into more details and looking. I've just seen this thing pop up on one of the things that I was looking at about him scandals of him cheating.
God, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He's a drunk.
So,
God.
It looks like his personal life's catching up with him as well. So,
well.
Although I didn't think he'd be around still at the moment because I thought he was supposed to be touring.
Yeah, because I
know he's done the odd couple of shows for him, but I thought they were supposed to be touring.
He must have done the tour because he must have already done it and come back. But I don't actually remember him missing anything, right?
He didn't leave because he was doing that whole thing with MJF, and then we all thought it was after MJF.
Yeah,
because I know they were talking about him on when he does on a Friday when he does Rampage and he's an announcer. He says about sometimes we're doing shows here or we've done shows there. Because
he's got 14 gigs lined up. Some of them over here.
So unless he spread them out wide enough so he can still do certain things.
He's over here, so he's obviously going to be taking some time off because he's in the UK from November 30th until December 12th. So
basically, what we're saying is after Full Gear?
Yeah, I can't remember what the pay-per-view is now, but yeah. After that, that'll probably be it then.
I want to know if they're going to do that in the War Game cage.
Yeah.
Maybe. 2 in 1 year.
That'd be. Oh yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because MJF.
Yeah.
Was apparently completely utter arsehole and threw him off the cage, injuring him so badly. So let's all hate him. But when Undertaker did it to Rikishi on the back of a lorry, it's all okay there, ain't it? We'll give Undertaker love.
You taking this personally?
Just fucking throw Hawaiians off the bloody Samoans off the top of a cage and no one kicks off about it. But no, you throw a cooking Chris Jericho off the cage, everyone whinges about it.
I suppose we should also talk about the fact that Ring of Honor. There's been a lot of news about Ring of Honor this week.
There's been several bit. Seems a bit more stuff happening outside the ring this week.
Ring of Honor. The news broke originally that Ring of Honor was going to be releasing everyone from their contracts, all their written contracts. They'd be releasing all their talent. And like I said to you before, I said that and it's a shame because they were one of the companies that did like the good thing through the pandemic, and they kept all their people signed, paid throughout the pandemic when they weren't running shows for over a year. But now it's caught up with them, the fact that they didn't make any money for over a year, and they've had to release all of their talent. So they'll book them on a weekly or nightly contract in the future. But also they've closed their doors for a while. Don't know when they're going to reopen yet. Just the assumption is that they're going to try and reopen.
I've heard some rumors
around the
WrestleMania.
Well.
I've heard some rumors around the. I think it's also like a rebrand thing as well. They're going to try and do.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I mean, they've been on like a downward trajectory for some time, which is a bit of a shame because they produce so much talent, and really, Ring of Honor is the whole reason AEW exists right now because they basically just took the Ring of Honor roster.
I've got to say, if CM Punk wanted to be the hero of a wrestling show, why didn't he go back to Ring of Honor, which he loved?
Yeah, well, I actually thought this the other day. I was like, you want to try and help the company, go and do a CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan main event for them somewhere. But and you'll draw a crowd and you will make a hell of a lot of money.
I generally thought like Samoa Joe might have gone back to Ring of Honor for a bit.
Yeah, same. Because he wasn't really gone very long.
But then I was listening to some bits about stuff. It's like manically back. Triple H was didn't have where that all happened because he didn't have enough time to be able to try and get him to come back to NXT. Everything had already happened because he had the contract he had.
Yeah, he still had his old NXT contract, so he was able to just go. But yeah, it's like it's a shame because I mean I've never been to a Ring of Honor show. They don't. It's not something really over here, but they do. They did lots of work with like Rev Pro and stuff like that over here in Japan. So like lots of their talent was constantly. But they built the modern wrestling scene. It's like you had Impact that or TNA that did it with like AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and all that. And then you had Ring of Honor who built your Bryans and your Punks, your Samoa Joes, all that. So like you had
But no, I think Samoa Joe was a cross between.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Lots of them weren't they?
More of his name of the thing. And once your Impact got or TNA got their thing on there, they sort of.
Yeah, I think lots of them did that though, weren't they? Lots of them were sort of like they either started in Ring of Honor and went to Impact or whatever. And
well, no, some I think most of them more started with Ring of Honor, and then some got a chance to come over to Impact, and whether that how their run went or not.
Yeah,
whether Impact TNA liked you enough or wanted to keep you on.
Yeah, it was like Seth Rollins was a big part of like Ring of Honor, and he was after Ring of Honor he was going to go to Impact. As the story goes, he told it on the Austin thing that Jim Cornette talked him out of it. Was like, don't do that, don't go there, and ended up signing with WWE instead. But yes, it's just weird. It's just they've made so many talents, and yeah, just I hope this isn't it for them. I do hope that it's not like. That they can't afford because they've got a big backer. Sinclair Broadcasting, a massive billion-dollar company. They got a big backer, so hopefully they can convince them to give them some more funds to be able to carry on going.
Hopefully it's one of those things that are a good thing for especially a lot of the younger people and some that are in a court bit between companies or like that. A lot of people will leave WWE like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you wonder what Maria is going to be doing now? No?
Yeah, it's good. The more big wrestling companies are out there, the better it is for talent at the end of the day. Because NXT sort of went and ruined lots of the independent circuit, and then what NXT didn't ruin, AEW went and finished off because AEW just went and hired all of the people from the indies that had any sort of name recognition. So the indies are running quite low, quite dry on like stars now.
That's not quite true. If you go to the proper hardcore people, they're perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. But like the actual like draws and stuff, like the only person that's still out there, but like even Will Ospreay's actually signed now to New Japan, so it's like you haven't even got Will Ospreay out there doing the indies, because you used to have all the Bucks, all the Elite, and all that would be on all the indie shows and everyone that's around them. But
There are the odd few that are still doing some indies, mate.
oh yeah, yeah, you got like EC3, he does lots of the indie stuff, but yeah, it's like there's just not many of them. Like you rewind 3 years, like before Dynamite started, the indies were like thriving. They were like they were at their peak basically.
Yeah, but I don't also think for a lot of the indies as well, having coronavirus helped them either.
Exactly, it was like AEW and NXT started pillaging and buying up all the talent they possibly could, and then coronavirus was like the nail in the coffin for them, for a lot of them. But,
and then WWE decided to start sacking some of these big name ones in there.
Yeah, then they let them go anyway. But anyway, yeah, that was it for unless you saw anything else that has popped up this week.
I probably did see a couple of other things, but at the top of my head, I can't remember what they were.
But yeah, I mean that's
you know what I'm like. I don't write this shit down.
That's about it for this week in wrestling. Please do head over, follow us on Twitter at ShowStopWrestle. Like and subscribe to us here on this channel if you are new. And how long is it now until the next pay-per-view? It's like a couple of weeks, right? You've got Survivor Series.
I don't know which one's coming first, Survivor Series or...
Oh, actually, no. AEW's in 2 weeks, isn't it? It's on Saturday. AEW's in 2 weeks, yeah.
I wasn't sure if Full Gear came first.
Yeah, Full Gear first, followed by Survivor Series. Yeah,
I told you, I'm sticking to the thing. If Hangman doesn't win that fucking belt, I'm done with AEW. They're dead to me.
We'll see you next week. We are out.